Hello all, welcome to this session. In this session, I am going to answer one of the Selenium interview questions. That is, explain git init command. Let me answer this question with practical demonstration. First of all, what exactly is this git init command and what is the use of this git init command? So there are several commands related to Git and Git init command is one of them. Using this Git init command, we can initialize a new Git repository. First of all, using this Git init command, if you have to initialize a new Git repository, first thing that we have to do is first we have to install Git software in our machine. How to install that Git software? Just Google it out. Simply saying Git download. Okay. You have to simply say git download and you'll get this link. Click on that link. And from here, you have to download for whatever the operating system you have. Let's say I have Windows. So I'll just click on this Windows or this download for Windows and git.exe file will be downloaded. And you just have to double click and go through the, double click and go through the installation wizard of Git to install Git in your machine. After installing Git, if you type Git here, since Git is already there in my machine, you see, after installing Git, you will get Git bash and all these Git related options here. Okay. Some Git apps will come here. Okay. Once those Git apps are coming means Git has been successfully installed in your machine. Once you have Git installed in your machine, let's go to one location in my machine. I'll just go to one location. So I'll just create a new folder. Okay. I'll say Git demo. I'll just give some name like Git demo. Okay. Somewhere in my machine, I'm going there. Now, I already said that or mentioned that after installing Git, if you run this command, okay, in the git bash command line tool, okay, to get that git bash option, we have to first install Git software. Once the Git software is installed, now you'll get the option to open the Git command line tool known as git bash. And in that command line tool, we can run this command git init, which will initialize a new Git repository. Okay, so I'll show you practically how to initialize a new Git repository using this git init command. Fine. So I'll just go inside this one of the folder. I'll just name something like new. I'll say repositories. Okay. Just give some name like Git repositories or whatever it is. So go inside that Git repositories folder. You can give any name here. Just go inside that folder. And let's say now I want to, create a project folder and I have to initialize that project folder as a Git repository. Okay. So I'll just create a project. I'll say project 1. Okay. I'm just not naming any project. You can give any project name that you are working on. And if I have to make this project 1 folder, okay, a Git initialized folder. Okay. If I have to initialize this folder as a Git related folder, okay, this project 1 repo, you can simply say that this is a project 1 repo. Okay. Project 1 Git repo kind of thing. Okay. Git repo repository, Git repository. But naming wise, it is a Git repo, but really it is a Git repo? No, it is not yet initialized, right? It's not yet initialized. So to make that happen, to make this folder converted into a Git repo, okay, to make this project 1 Git repo to really get converted into a real Git repository, first we have to initialize that. Okay, we have to run this command, git init command inside this folder. Okay, after running the command here, this folder will become a Git repository. Okay, so we are initializing a new Git repository. So this is the first command that everyone will run. Okay, so before running any other commands of Git, the first command that we have to do is run is git init command, which will convert that folder as a Git repository. Okay, it will initialize the folder as a Git repository. After the folder got initialized as a Git repository, okay, our project will be ready for version control with Git. Okay, whatever the code you are adding to this particular folder, which is a Git repo folder now, after initializing, the changes will be tracked. Multiple people, okay, or the same person on the local machine is updating the code. Okay, updating the code. That version system, okay, version control system means maintaining the versions, multiple copies of the same code. All these things will be done. Okay, the folder will be ready to maintain that version control system with Git. Okay, that's the reason we have to initialize the folder as a new Git repo. Okay, and later the project code will be put in there and changes will happen over a period of time, and all these code changes will be maintained as a version control thing. Okay, multiple versions of the same code will be maintained. Fine. So on running this command, so practically what will happen when I run, after running this command, this folder will get initialized as a Git repo. And to replicate that, to confirm that, a subdirectory will be created, .git named subdirectory will be created. Okay, that proves that this folder, this project folder is now a Git repo. Okay, so let me show you the things practically so that you will understand all these 3 lines. Okay, so right click here and simply say show more options, and simply say open git bash here option. Okay, this option is coming because we have installed Git software in my machine. Okay, open git bash here and you'll get this kind of command line kind of stuff. And here you have to simply type, you see the project location is project1 git repo. This folder need to be initialized as a git repo. For that, git space init and press enter. Initialized empty git repository. Okay, you see a subfolder has been created as mentioned here. Now this particular project folder, that is a project1 git repo folder, has been initialized as a new git repository and is now ready for version control. Okay, it will work as a version control system with Git now. Okay, and practically what is happening, what you are seeing on the screen is a new subfolder will be created known as .git. A .git named subfolder will be created. Okay, a .git named subfolder will be created. And if you have this hidden folder, this is a hidden folder, guys. Okay, so if you are not able to see this, then go here to the view, show, and say select this option. If this option is not selected, you will not be able to see this .git. So make sure that this option is on. Okay, this option is selected. Then only this .git folder subfolder, okay, will be visible for you in this Git repository, which is newly initialized now as a Git repo. Okay, so now whatever the code you add will be tracked and version history will happen. And okay, folder will be ready to track all your changes. So hope guys you understood what is git init and what exactly is the purpose of using git init command. And this is the first command that we generally run out of all the git commands. Later, after this is done, we'll go for the other command and so on. Okay. So hope guys you got the answer for this question. So that's all for this session. Thank you. Bye-bye.